Hello and welcome back to the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net. My name is Ryan Osborn, and on Saturday, Fullerton College, with the win, they returned to their winning ways. They are now at 7-1 as they beat Palomar by a final score of 63-31. So right now, we're here with the defensive line coach here at Fullerton College, Coach Robinson. Coach, on Saturday, what was the difference between the first and second half?
Well, I think we just came out and we weren't just running as fast as we could, So we just kind of had started slow in the first half, and we had a few little miss-ups in the backfield, with our corners and safeties and linebackers, and so they just got a few plays on us. We kind of straightened it out. We played a lot harder, a lot faster in the second half, and that was the difference between the first half and the second half. It was just one or two guys, we just had a few things that got a little confused, and so they weren't just playing as fast as they could. And so once we cleaned it up, it became, everybody started playing fast again.
Do you feel that energy was one of the big themes as well?
Yes, I think the energy was a big thing. I think we came from, we kind of had a little bit of a hangover from our last game, losing, and just weren't, in the same excitement that we had in the past. And we tried to buckle down on the guys and try not to get so many personal fouls this week. You know what I mean? And so I think that was another thing that they were trying to play a little too cautious also.
You talk about that game previously against Saddleback. Do you feel like the mentality of the team going into this one wasn't as hyped as the Saddleback game?
Well, yeah, sure. These guys are young and they have a lot of things in their lives, you know what I mean? And their focus just wasn't quite the same, you know what I mean? And then the disappointment of having so many chances to win that game and then, always messing it up. And I think that, everybody was just in a little bit of a funk, you know what I mean? So I think it took us a little bit of time to get going again, and then we're full speed.
What are you looking for when you take a look and scout that OCC offense?
Well, they're a very good team. They have a good running back. We try, what we try to do is look at their best players and try to take away what they do best. You know what I mean? So they're very good. They have a good running back, a good moving quarterback. So we really just try to work on the things that shut those things down and just fly around and tackle people.
When you are going up against a mobile quarterback, how do you make sure that you keep him contained?
Well, that's the key. They move him all around. So there's boots, there's sprint outs. So it's difficult, and they make it hard on him, and they use his talents well. So, we try to bring things off the edge to help him. So we, keep him in the pocket. We might slow the rush down in a few places so he can't, step forward and gain yards. You know what I mean? And the ends are trying to make sure that he stays in the pocket. So those are the kinds of things that we try to keep, from the quarterback from moving around so much.
Well, thank you, Coach. We look forward to your game against OCC.
Thank you.
So we're catching up with the head coach of the men's volleyball program here at Fullerton College, Coach Ed Rapp. Coach Rapp, brand new program here at Fullerton College. What do you think its impact will be?
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of interest in our area here, and we've been working for 16 years to get that program here. And we have some talented, skilled, motivated men's volleyball players. So we're looking forward to it.
When you have this type of first-year program, how do you recruit for it?
You just get the word out with mailers and contact the high school coaches. Phil Thurman, our SID, is excellent getting a sheet out there and then put it on the website. And so we've had a lot of good response. Reach out to the local clubs. And from there, people start talking about it, and that builds the excitement.
When you've been a women's volleyball coach all these years, how do you transition into the men's side?
Well, before I was here, I was a boys and girls high school volleyball coach, and so I coached them quite a bit the same. And volleyball is volleyball. It's a little bit different on the men's side, a little more focus on power and play above the net, and so just kind of utilizing some of those strategies and concepts will help us jump right in there for the men's game.
When you are looking at those recruits, and you mentioned that it's an emphasis on power and above the net play, what is the type of recruit you're looking for your system?
I think really someone who's not afraid to put full effort and are self-motivated. And so it's not always the taller and the stronger, but someone that's willing to really put their full effort into the workouts and the practices and trying to reach their potential.
When you've been coaching this long, what is your favorite part of coaching?
I think my favorite part of coaching is really helping them to realize their potential and showing them the things or the strategies they can use, whether it's getting in the weight room or kind of having that personal desire to succeed, and trying to motivate them to ultimately reach their potential or even find out some things that they didn't know about themselves.
With the men's program starting to be instituted around the state, how do you think it will impact statewide?
Well, there's 2 colleges that just started this year, and it's still an uphill battle as far as it's a men's sport. And I think that it's a no-brainer for community colleges to have men's volleyball. You already have a gym, we have the equipment, the ball's different, so that's the one expense. But other than that, it's a great game, and I think we could grow the game as we talk about at the national level. To help provide more opportunities for the men's volleyball players.
When you talk about the national level, would you down the line like to see a sort of national championship?
A national championship, you have that at the 4-year colleges. We don't have that at community college, primarily because the community colleges that host men's volleyball are in California, so it'd really be a state championship. So if you win the state championship, I guess you can consider yourself national champ.
Now, since you are going to start men's volleyball, you kind of took a step away from the women's side, had Jason Dillard go in, and he's now the head coach. What will you miss from being the women's head volleyball coach?
Well, it was always fun and exciting to start the sport in the fall, and so missed that a little bit, just the excitement to get back to school and get working, and fall's a great time to train, but it's a great opportunity for Jason, and it allows me to step away a little bit and really enjoy the summer a little bit more. And then it's kind of neat preparing in the fall for a season in the spring, and that's something that this is the first time doing it, because in high school sports you're coaching in the fall, you're coaching the girls, and then you're coaching the boys in the spring. And so having that semester of training, we're able to utilize some techniques and concepts and try to get them tough and keep them motivated and build on our strengths.
Well, thank you, Coach. We look forward to that men's volleyball season coming up.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
So once again, joining us here on the Coaches Show, it is Vincent Garcia, that guy who covers all things Fullerton College sports. Vincent, things are getting a little rough here for the Hornets.
Just a little bit. I mean, certain teams are on and off. Certain teams, they are either losing or they're winning or they split both games. For example, women's water polo. After coming off a loss against Riverside, who was number 1 in the state at the time, they still are, they went on to face rival Cypress and beat them. So that's a plus for water polo. And in fact, they also played in a tournament, the Battle at the Beach tournament. They beat Palomar and San Joaquin Delta to start it off, but then they get to the semifinals. And out of all teams, they had to face Santa Barbara, number 2 water polo team in Southern California, behind Golden West. Yeah, that's pretty tough right there, that you have to face Santa Barbara in water polo for the semifinal. But they then played against Golden West, conference rival, in the Long Beach City tournament, lost that game. Now they look to move on and face Orange Coast tomorrow, and they are also going to play on Friday in the Fullerton mini tournament. As for men's water polo, they were in the Santa Monica tournament, Santa Monica mini tournament to be exact, which is basically, a couple quick games. And they won both their games against El Camino and Chaffee, and now they have Orange Coast tomorrow as well. And for men's and women's cross country, they just got a week off. You get a little rest. You got to rest those legs. Especially, come on, it's cross country. Got to rest those legs. I mean, a guy like me, I'd probably run like 20 feet and I need to rest my legs. More like 120. Anyway, then they got the OEC championships in Huntington Beach this Friday, 10 a.m. if you ever get the chance. Women's golf took 5th in Oak Creek at the Oak Creek Golf Course last week, and wow. I'll do that again. Women's golf, they finished 5th at Oak Creek Golf Course last Wednesday, and then they also played yesterday and took 3rd at Royal Vista Golf Course. And tomorrow they're going to be at Arroyo Trabuco Golf Course. That's at 11 a.m. Women's volleyball lost to Riverside and on last Wednesday, 3-0, and then lost to Orange Coast 3-1. Well, volleyball is still trying to figure out their mistakes, but I mean, just that win against Santiago Canyon, that's all they've had in Orange Empire Conference play. They got Golden West tomorrow, and they got Cypress on Friday. Both matches are at 6 p.m. Women's soccer faced rival Cypress, tied with them, and then they rebounded and beat Irvine Valley. So a plus for the women's soccer team, and then they got Orange Coast today, and they got Santa Ana on Friday. Men's soccer, however, they shut out Cypress 5-0, but they had to face Irvine Valley again. And Irvine Valley, they're very competitive this year. In fact, Irvine Valley, they might take conference this year if they keep it up. And for the men's soccer team, good start at the beginning, but when it came to conference, that's when the speed bumps kicked in at the last minute. I mean, this is basically what the men's soccer team was this season. They were just on that high speed, going straight down, and all of a sudden, speed bump when they hit Orange Empire Conference. And they got Orange Coast today, and they got Santa Ana on Friday. Cross county rival. Just take the freeway down south. See how it goes.
If people want to tune into your weekly show, where can they do that?
They can listen on their radio in their car or at home, but they have to be in the area of Buena Park, Fullerton, and La Palma. And they have to tune into 90.1 FM KBPK. Remember, that's 90.1 FM KBPK. And they can also listen on the TuneIn app, which is really popular. They can listen on their phone, listen on their computer. All they have to do is just search KBPK or on the radio or on Radio Loyalty. That's all they got to do. Hear the reports every single Tuesday around 6:20. I don't want to say at 6:20 because there's no guarantee that it will be exactly at 6:20 on the dot. So if you want to start listening, be prepared around 6:15. So between 6:15 and about 6:22, you'll hear the reports.
So once again, final score, 63-31. Fullerton College with the win over Palomar. Jordan Hoy once again, 386 yards passing in addition to 144 yards rushing. He had that big 80-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. That was one of the keys for Fullerton College offense, and he ends up getting the all-purpose yards player of the week in the SCFA Southern Division. For Fullerton College, they're now 7-1, and who do they go up against next? Well, they have to go down to OCC. They have to face the Pirates, and the Pirates right now not having the best of seasons, but Fullerton College can't overlook OCC. They did it last year, and OCC came out and upset the Fullerton College Hornets. So Fullerton College on Saturday, once again, they are going to face OCC. It's going to be an early afternoon start. Mark Pavlovich and Corey Nalen at the call there. Here on SportsNetUSA.net, well, there are 4 community college teams, and the second one, LA Valley football. Right now, they're ranked number 1 in the American Conference. Right behind them is Shasta College, who is also unbeaten in addition to Southwestern. But LA Valley, well, they're ranked number 1 because they just beat Antelope Valley College by a final score of 38-13. That's right, they're now 8-0 on the season, and this LA Valley Monarch team is shaping up to be the highest ranked and best record in all of LA Valley history. Best season so far in LA Valley history? Well, that was an 8-2 overall record in the early 90s, 1991 for LA Valley. So right now, if they get one more win, they already beat that record. Also here on SportsNetUSA.net, you go up north, it's Sacramento City College. That's Randy Ratier's territory, calling the X's and O's up north in Sacramento City. Sacramento City College, they dropped their last game by a final score of 9-7. They end up losing to Siskiyous, and now they are at 4-4 on the season and ranked number 10 in Northern California. Back down here to Southern California, you have Golden West College, who beat OCC in the Victory Bell game last week. Oh, and once Golden West beat OCC, they got to take home the Victory Bell for the first time in 3 years. Last time they won it was in 2014. They get the Victory Bell after 2 defensive touchdowns, and they recover 3 fumbles as well. Once again, I am Ryan Osborn, and this has been the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net.